Hello everyone, it's January 5th, 2012. A few things I wanted to talk about. I have some incredible graphs that are on a article that was on SilverSeek, and I'm going to attach it below. I had never seen this information, and I keep you updated on the amount of silver eagles that the government's been selling and their records that they've been hitting. But this information here is something I hadn't been aware of that was even happening. Before I get to that though, I wanted to talk a little bit about a silver bubble. And I can't believe there's actually people talking about a silver bubble. With the US Mint selling just under 40 million coins, that's like one coin for one in every 8 people in the country. Now, you know, maybe if they were selling like enough for like 50 coins for every person, we could be talking bubble. But to be talking one coin for every 8 people, I mean, that's just in the, in the United States. That's not a bubble. During the housing bubble, everybody and their gardener and barber were flipping houses and stuff. There's no bubble in precious metals. I keep seeing stuff about that. I guess it was gold recently, as the gold bubble deflates, what's going to happen with the economy? And what do you mean is the gold's going a lot higher? People who talk like that, to me, it sounds like they don't have any idea what's going on. Most people, they buy high and sell low, which is the opposite of what you're supposed to do. But, there's a real low percentage of traders, like on the Forex, that actually make money because it's so hard to keep your emotions out of it. Your fear and greed. I've talked about this before. Fear and greed control everything. When you're trading, unless you're extremely disciplined, but you're on a trade that goes real low, and you're like, oh man, I don't want to just lose everything, so you get out low, or it's going really, really high, and you're like, man, this is great, and you get in, and then you're the bag holder. I mean, I've seen that happen so many times, like 10 years ago when I used to trade penny stocks. I mean, I saw some whoppers. I saw some go up. I'm talking like 30,000. No, let's see. I saw some go up like 8,000% in months. But a lot of them go down and just continue down forever until they're worth nothing. So, you can't stay in those. Anyhow, it was probably a zero-sum game for me in the penny stocks because I had some real big winners and I had some big losers. So it was probably break even on those. But anyhow, I wanted to also mention that I filmed these videos in the car because if you noticed at the end of a video I did a couple nights ago, I yelled at my son that I was filming, and he's in his room screaming and just pounding on the walls. I don't know what the heck he was doing, making noise. And my daughter comes up and pounds on the office door and says, Daddy, Daddy. I mean, it's so hard to film at home, so I film it here. So I hope the audio's good enough for everybody, and you don't really need video for the type of content that I'm bringing you. So that brings me to my next point. There was a guy, I think Johnny Rocks VA, something like that. He sent me this article after I had already seen it early this morning. So I want to thank him for that if he's watching. What I wanted to say was, for the first time last year ever in history, the production in Canada and the United States is both going to be below the amount of silver 1 ounce coins sold in each country. I could not believe that when you see these charts. I'm going to explain it real quick a little bit. I don't want to go on and on, but for people who may be watching this on a handheld device or something that can't go and see the article that I'm going to post below. Back in 1997, the United States produced about 70 million ounces of silver. And this last year, the USGS numbers were on track to produce 35 million. One half the silver 14 years down the road from what we did 14 years ago. And we sold just under 40 million. So we sold 5 million more coins, the US government did, than silver taken out of the ground. And up in Canada, back in 2002, they sold 500,000 coins. They sold 22 million coins last year. That's information from the US Mint. Now these numbers are all, they can all be verified probably in a month from now. But, this was the way things were heading, and I'm almost certain that this is what ended up happening, because they mined over 40 million ounces just 8 years ago, and they sold 500,000 coins. And now they've sold 22 million coins, and they only mine like 18 million. Can someone please help me out? I don't understand why in the last 8 years in Canada, production of silver is cut in half, and in the last 14 years in the US, it's cut in half. That's something I haven't had time to research. I'm really interested in finding out. I'm going to have to do some research, or if someone happens to know that, I'd appreciate it. But you got to really check out these two graphs. I'll talk to everybody soon.